Anyone who's suffered from anxiety will know this topic very well. It's all about obsessive thinking and how on earth do you escape that loop? It's debilitating. We feel like the thoughts are relentless. They keep coming. We get obsessive about specific what if, a fear, a trigger. It could be a health anxiety. It could be something about work. It could be a family situation. It just could be an intrusive thought. It doesn't really matter. It can be something that's low level, just an email that you read that you're obsessing about. It could be something to do with a greater magnitude problem that has to be sorted out. But either way, we're stuck in this loop of obsessive thinking. So as I said, how on earth do you escape it? So that's what this video is about. The first thing to understand is what won't work, what we normally try that won't work. And that is trying to use willpower, trying to control our thoughts, trying to get annoyed at ourselves for thinking these thoughts, trying to stop the thoughts with pure force or willpower, to only use distraction as a tool. Distraction can be a helpful tool in support of what I'll talk about in this video. So you don't want to just use distraction. It's not about willpower. It's not about controlling your thoughts, because all that stuff is the neck up approach. And so if we're only doing the neck up approach, it's going to become a bit of a battle in our mind. We don't have to challenge the thoughts, as they tell you in CBT, cognitive behavioral therapy. We don't have to unpack them. We don't have to say, well, is this really true? Is there evidence of this thought? We don't have to do any of that. All that does, if we're doing this neck up approach only, it keeps us locked in this mental battle without really knowing what's truly fueling these obsessive thoughts in the first place. If you watch many of my videos, you'll know that if we want to deal with anxiety at the source, we have to deal with nervous system sensitization. And that's the whole body approach. Anxiety, including the manifestation of obsessive thinking, it's just one manifestation of anxiety, is a whole body event. It's a physiological event, which is why it's so frustrating and people can't exit the loop when they're just thinking, they're trying to do it from a mind only. They're trying to think their way out of the obsessive thinking loop, which of course is why you're in there in the first place, because you're trying to think about it. You're trying to think your way out of it. You're trying to rationalize. You're trying to get involved in it. But what you're not doing is you're not dealing with the fuel that's fueling the obsessive thinking. So you're trying to blow the flames out, which are the obsessive thoughts. You're trying to blow them out while there's still plenty of gasoline on the fire. There's still plenty of wood being thrown on. We're not doing anything about the wood. There's all these flames and we're just trying to sort of blow on them. That's effectively what we're doing if we're doing this neck up approach to try and deal with it. We're trying to battle with it with our thoughts. So that being said, what on earth do you do? Well, you have to accept and believe that the only reason why you're getting obsessive about something is because your nervous system is tense. There's a lot of tension in the system. It's sensitized because of stress that you've experienced over a long period of time. The body is now hypervigilant, so it's tired. The nervous system's fatigued. So it's latching onto this obsessive thought about that email that someone sent to you, that obsession about work, that obsession around cleaning, gotta get your hands even more clean. This health anxiety, whatever it is, the nervous system is primed to latch onto these. So you're getting these release of adrenaline, which is a stress hormone, which is designed to get your attention, make you fearful, so that you can take physical threat situations seriously and protect yourself. So we want that mechanism to happen. As I've said in other videos, if there is a physical threat, if there's a tiger there about to eat you, if there's a car coming at you at 100 miles an hour, you want this flight or fight reaction to pick up on the thought that you've had around, gee, I've just seen a tiger. Cool, I want to obsess about the tiger. I want to obsess about the car for the moments that it's there so I can find the quickest exit route. That's the only thing that's important. The problem is because of stress that's accumulated in your body and it's not been released, that's accumulated on your nervous system. Over the years, the body is so hypervigilant that it's lost the ability to distinguish between an everyday thought that doesn't need to be thought about or obsessed about and a real physical threat because it's so tired. And it's become so hypervigilant because all this stress is still on the system. It's just said, right, I'm going to treat pretty much every thought as though it's a physical threat problem. And so I'm going to get you to think about it, obsess about it so that you can protect yourself. Now, of course, we know that's what anxiety does. That's why it's so debilitating if we don't realize that's what's going on. If we think it's just our thoughts, I've just got to change my thoughts and then I'll be fine, and we can't do it, it's demotivating. We feel helpless because we're trying to change our thoughts. We know I don't need to be thinking about this thing, but I can't stop. And that's because the body, the adrenaline release, the sensitization is fueling it. So we have to accept that. We have to accept that the body is fueling the sensitization. And this is where the first and second fear comes in, that Claire Weeks talks about. I've got another video on this. The first fear being, you've got this obsessive thought, you've had it before probably, it's sitting in your subconscious, it's come up into the mind because you've seen another email, maybe you thought about the person who sent the email, bang, it's in your mind, it comes up to your conscious mind, you weren't expecting it, so you're shocked. Because your nervous system's tired, it reacts instantly. And so you've already got this flight or fight reaction to this email, to the thought about this person, and then bang, without you getting a chance to reconcile and go, hang on, this is just an email, it doesn't matter what they think, deal with it tomorrow. Your body's got this visceral reaction. It's not just your mind, your whole body, your heart's racing, your adrenaline's surging a bit, you're feeling tense in the body, you've got feeling sick in the stomach. It might be more extreme symptoms like that. It might just be lower level tension that you're used to, but you don't realize is there. So it's still fueling the thoughts. So it's not the thoughts, it's not the email, it's not the person that you're reacting to, that you're obsessing about. It's the feeling that's tricking you into obsessing about the thought. The feeling of discomfort, tension, feeling sick in the stomach, the heart racing, the flight or fight response is tricking you into taking these thoughts so seriously, as though you've got to work them all out. You've got to think yourself out of it because there's an imminent threat. So we have to actually try and understand that conceptually if we want to then break the loop. So the trick is then, if we do at least believe that, is to go, right, whoa, this thought's hard to let go of. It's difficult, but I now know why. I'm only worrying about it because I'm sensitized. My body's reacting as though there's a flight or fight response. The adrenaline's surging. All I have to do, won't be easy, is allow the adrenaline, the fuel, to burn itself out. And then I'll get relief. That thought won't seem so potent. That email, that person, the thought about the email, the person, the work situation, the health anxiety will lose its significance as the adrenaline dies down, as my nervous system desensitizes. The good news is that the adrenaline will always dissipate. You know, in your own experience, the adrenaline always lets go. Maybe from 9 out of 10 to 5 out of 10 to 2 out of 10, whatever it might be. So that always happens. Whether you fight it or not, it will happen. What we're doing by allowing it is you're actually starting to desensitize more fundamentally so that these thoughts come back less and less. So we have to see the moment through to the other side. Remind ourselves it's just adrenaline I'm reacting to. It feels unpleasant. And this is where I talk about the floating method, allowing methods, letting it all happen. We have to let the energy fuel itself out. We have to let the thoughts come in the back of our mind as we start to slow down, go loose in the foreground. So we might drop the shoulders, let the arms go loose, body go loose, stomach muscles go loose. If we're out and about, walk slowly, slow down our speech. Allow the thoughts to come, any symptoms to race, the heart to race, as we gently slow life down and gently go loose in our body without trying to get rid of anything, without trying to stop thoughts, without trying to stop symptoms, and knowing they will let go in their own time. We want to facilitate the letting go process. Now, it's not going to happen once. You can't just go, right, drop the shoulders and it's gone, or we can't wait for it to go. The mind will naturally go back to the thought, and this will happen a lot and forth, and that's okay. Just practice it first. When the mind goes back to the thought, you go, it's just more adrenaline. Don't need to get involved in the email and allow it go loose. Oh, I'm just off thinking about that person again. Okay. Unpleasant, just adrenaline. Drop the shoulders, slow down, go loose. Get on with reading a book, get on with making a coffee, just lie there, stay loose in bed if you're resting. We've got lots of videos on how to do that. But that's the way out of it. That's how we start to break the loop for good, by taking this whole body approach, dealing with the fuel that's fueling these obsessive thinking loops, not taking the thoughts so seriously, and realizing that if we calm our nervous system down, the thoughts will naturally start to dissipate on their own. If we never know this, if we never know what's really fueling it, it remains a battle, and it's exhausting and it's tiring, and that's why so many people get frustrated from it. If you're new to this, please watch the Anxiety Cure video series. I've got a video on first and second fear as well. That's on the channel. There's lots of other videos there about the method that I've talked about. So have a look through, see what resonates most, because we need to hear this message often over and over again. We need to hear it in different ways at different times in order to recover. But I hope that helps for now. If you've got any questions, let me know. Otherwise, I hope to see you again soon. Take care.